UMass.
I just wanted there to be pure chaos.
I typically root for K-State because, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So
Okay.
I can root for K-State, especially
enough.
when they're playing KU.
Can you guys hear me now? There we go. Jackie Moon says, here we go. I don't
I'm
know
more-
what is up.
I'm also a little bit more like I
okay.
root for everybody, but I also
Huge.
a little more old school. Like Kobe was my favorite player. Like I don't like when players
Really?
are friends, and Kobe's my all-time favorite athlete. Just his mindset, like he wasn't friends with the people he was playing against and competing, and him running over Paul Gasol is still one of my favorite moments in
Olympics,
sports.
yeah.
It's like this is what sports are about. You get online, you're not friendly. I go play old man baseball now, and like mentally I get back into it. I'm not a nice person when I'm on the mound.
Yeah, I love that
competing.
Kobe story. I also love the Kyrie Irving practice. Like Kyrie Irving showed up to practice before their game, and Kobe knew he was going to practice, so Kobe got in there like 2 hours before him and was sweating and stayed longer than Kyrie because he said, "I'm not going to let anybody know that they put in more work than I am." So
Crazy. It's
That's
that mentality. So I'll start it over for you guys in the chat. Welcome to KCSN Live. I'm Tucker Franklin here hanging out with BJ Kissel to my right, your left, KJ Miller to my left. We're out here at the Kingdom Bar and Grille. Look, if you guys are familiar with KCSN, you know about the Kingdom Bar and Grille because we have been here, and we're going to talk some Chiefs-Ravens as well. Look, Andy Reid was at the podium talking about Chiefs-Ravens as well as they've kind of started to turn that page a little bit here on a Wednesday. We have Mahomes a little bit here in a little bit. We'll hear from him. We'll hear from, I believe, Tyquan Thornton also getting the Wednesday podium.
nice.
So huge for Tyquan Thornton. Had a big game from him, and also George Karlaftis was who is slotted at the podium. But KJ, I'll start with you. Early vibe check on the Ravens. These two teams, they both are kind of similar, but also have very different vibes coming into this game, with especially how that game on Monday night ended for the Ravens. How do you feel about the Ravens and the Chiefs coming into this one?
we always play the Ravens well. I'm to say I'm fearful of them would not be accurate. I feel like the Ravens are a shell of a team of what they could be. I feel like they don't have a real number one receiver.
Right.
And Derrick Henry is not the Derrick Henry of 5-6 years ago. So we always play them well. I'm vibing pretty. I'm feeling good vibes for this week.
Good.
We've always been pretty good against Derrick Henry, even going back to the Titans.
Even Derrick Henry, yeah.
I remember just don't let him get full steam through the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Slow his feet down before he gets to the line. He's a completely different running back. Where if he hits the line going 15 and he gets to 18 miles an hour by the time he gets to the second level, you have a problem.
Yeah.
But just slow his feet down at the beginning. So they've never had huge problems. He's always been a great player. I just don't remember any game where he just went out and went off against the Chiefs. Maybe the playoff game several years ago is the only one I can think of. He might have been decent, but the rest of them I feel like we've done a pretty good job against them. And same thing with the Ravens.
Yeah.
With Lamar Jackson, that it's always been, it's going to be one of the best players that we've seen in football, one of the most electric players in football. But ultimately, it's going to come down to can he convert 3 or 4 3rd and 7s in a tight game in a playoff game.
Yeah.
That's been his Achilles heel. Can they do it? And sometimes at this point, it hasn't even been Lamar. It's been Derrick Henry fumbling it or blowing all the late leads that Harbaugh has been asked about and they've made such a big deal about lately. That at least now for the Chiefs, you always feel like you're in it, but particularly going up against a Ravens team that figures out ways to screw things up at the end, you're going to have confidence being just keep putting pressure on them, and eventually they're going to give you an opportunity.
Well, this is one of the things I wanted to talk about because both of these teams do have some running back problems, I'll say in air quotes, right? Like I know that Derrick Henry isn't necessarily like a problem. I will take that too. But Derrick Henry fumbling the football, very uncharacteristic of him. BJ, you mentioned the point about him against the Kansas City Chiefs. In his career, he is 3-2. Has played 5 games against the Kansas City Chiefs. Average yards per game is 98.6. So he's been held under 100 yards rushing, which feels pretty decent for Derrick Henry to give him
carries.
Let's see, average attempts per
It's
game,
not terrible,
18.
but
So his average yards per carry per game.
Was that one game that he was pretty good then?
Yeah, I think so. He has 493 total yards against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm just seeing the whole thing together. I'm not seeing everything, but yards per attempt 5.4 against the Chiefs, which is fairly low when you look at all of the teams that he's
We need
played.
a game by game. Because one big game could skew it.
Yeah.
Right,
I
100%.
feel like I remember any big game where it's like, man, he killed us.
I feel like Spags always has a good game plan, especially for
100%.
Lamar. Like, he
Yeah.
never runs on us very much. You kind of force him to throw the ball, and that's where he makes mistakes. It tends to make mistakes.
Yeah.
He's been a lot better of a passer as of late, but in the red zone against the Lions on Monday, boy, it was rough. There were some old Lamar decisions going on there, so lack of some ball security. The Ravens have struggled in these late game close situations. I think fans of the Baltimore Ravens are kind of upset with Harbaugh at this point of how he's not been able to get it done against these teams in these late game situations, which is a problem if you want to go where you want to go to win in one-score games, but they really just haven't been able to win those close one-score games, which is kind of what we've seen from the Chiefs. We've seen from now the Eagles this year. The Eagles kind of feel like the 2024 Chiefs a little bit. I don't know if you guys are kind of getting those vibes where they're winning in the margins, and the good teams win like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Ravens don't win like that, I think, is kind of part of the problem with the Ravens.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I tell my friends all the time, like, I have a friend who's a diehard Chiefs fan, but he left the 13-second game in the fourth quarter because he just gives up sometimes.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
I always tell him, I trust Pat. Like, I trust Pat. I don't trust Lamar in those close situations.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll give Lamar, he's gotten so much better. Two of the best quarterbacks in the AFC, Lamar and Josh Allen, have both gotten more accurate and better mechanically, and just all the knocks coming at them out of college and earlier in their careers, they've really developed. And you don't see that a lot with quarterbacks that had the accuracy type issues, and then just the windows are so small to complete passes that they've proven a lot of people wrong, both of them. But Lamar specifically, with the ways that he's playing, it's not the type of player that's really worried me, probably because of the history. Because every time I felt like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And they go out and do it. And I feel like even micro examples of that this season, after the Chargers game, the defense, you're like, oh my God, what are the Eagles going to do to us? And then they go out and play well. And then you watch 2 weeks of the Green Bay, jumping around here, but you watch 2 weeks of the Green Bay Packers, and you're like, oh my God, they're going to obliterate the Browns. And it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's any given Sunday. The other guys are on scholarship. All those sayings are so true, and that there's so much talent and just everything in the NFL that you never really know. But what we do know is that the Chiefs, again, 8 years, 8 losses by more than one possession. That's it. They're in it. It's always the margins. It's the 3 to 6 plays that make a difference in a game, and the Chiefs historically have made those plays. This year, a couple games, they didn't, and then it's like the sky's not falling. Nothing's really changing. It's just the 2 or 3 plays that are different.
Yeah, big storyline coming into this game is it's always going to be these two quarterbacks going up against each other. 1-4 is Lamar Jackson against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Patrick Mahomes-Lamar Jackson era. And that one game is Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbling in field goal range after the 2-minute warning. The Chiefs had that game in hand outside of a fumble. Now, obviously, the fumble obviously does change things because the Ravens go on to win by 1 point. But in those games against the Chiefs, he averages, let's see what I was looking at here, 204 passing yards a game is what it looks like. So not a world beater against the Kansas City Chiefs by any means. But I do think it's one of those things where you talked about Steve Spagnuolo. I think Steve Spagnuolo is the best one-off game coordinator in the National Football League. If there is a coordinator you need to do a one-off game plan, you are going to want Steve Spagnuolo.
I agree.
And like you talked about him with the Giants when he was going up against Brady. You look at like the Eagles that he dialed up last week. Like that one-off game plan was incredible. Incredible. Like what he has been able to do with these guys with the defense, where it doesn't look like they got all the horses in the stable, right? But
Saquon last year in the Super Bowl.
I mean, there's a lot of things that he can take away, and I feel confident, especially with him. And I think it's so interesting with both of these teams being 1-2, and the loser is going to be 1-3, and they're going to be in a really tough spot. The vibes of these two teams, I don't think could be any different, because I think as we get further away from the Chiefs game, right? I remember after the game, I was thinking like, "Oh, that was gross." Like that was I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how they're going to be against the Ravens, but I feel like the further I get away, the more I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't feel that bad about it. I don't feel that bad about it. And it just feels like Ravens fans are just so upset with how they've been. What's so funny?
You know what it's called?
Coping?
Maturity.
Maturity.
Maybe. Emotional sports fandom maturity. Not life maturity, but just the whole, like, 1 week at a time, like, just get back to work. The whole pragmaticism of all of it, just, like, can't control it. win the game, fix your mistakes, move on. I think that's kind of where people came around with Jawan Taylor. Honestly, very quickly, as everybody gets so pissed off during like the 3 or 4 plays, and then you ignore the other 47 plays in the game that Coach Reed just talked about that I wasn't in the moment. I'm like tweeting about Andrew Wiley. It's like, where is he? Like, we'll just get some option that knows the offense we can bring in here. But then you look in, and he's above average right tackle the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So just get him to stop doing those dumb things rather than trying to teach someone else how to be a better player than they've ever shown throughout their career in being the backup to Jawan Taylor right now.
It is one of those things with Jawan Taylor where it's like in the moment I'm like, you got to get this guy out of here. You can't have him. But then as you like back away, you're just like, well, I guess. You start remembering the good times,
like, you know.
You're just like, yeah, you know what? He is actually kind of good.
And there's a reason they pay him, but $30 million.
They pay him a lot of money. Yeah.
What consequence is going to do this?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it talks back to what you said, BJ, about maturity. So like, you got Andy Reid, and he's been doing this for forever, and you've got guys on the team that are veterans that are, keeping the younger guys, focused and saying, hey, we've lost 2 games, but we're going to play our football, and we're going to continue to play our football.
Yeah.
So.
It's funny. I had this conversation. I think I told you this with Kendall Gammon. Mm-hmm. We were doing the 101 The Fox pregame stuff last week. We're in between takes. He made a comment because a lot of my takes are just like, it'll be fine. Like, just trust Andy Reid. Obviously, they're the coaches. And he's like, I know, but we're paid to give our opinions about sports. So, like, these are our opinions.
True,
we know that other people know better. And I was like, yeah, my opinion is everybody's talking trash on the coach saying you know better. There's a nuance and a way to talk about it. And Tucker's heard me talk about this till I'm blue in the face. It's like, there's a way to talk about the NFL. I wasn't good at football, didn't play at this level, but I can have conversations with people who are at that level, share my opinions about football with them and not feel weird about it. Because, again, there's a nuance in the way you talk about other people's jobs without knowing exactly all the stuff, right? Like, we're sitting here talking about Jawan Taylor. There's all kinds of graphics and all this stuff made all over Chiefs social from all these content creators and all these Chiefs fans saying, bench this guy, he sucks, do all of this. And at the end of the day, it's like, that's trust the Hall of Fame head coach that he knows what he's doing, but it's not interesting content to talk about. We just talk about how we're blue in the face. Screaming at Jawan Taylor, and then we're all watching Travis Kelce scream, and I'm like, thank you! Like, somebody publicly is letting him have it, knowing behind the scenes they're probably letting him have it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that was one of the things that I noticed from the Chiefs presser. Andy Reid said about Jawan Taylor, quote, when he doesn't have penalties, his percentages are good. I'm conscious of that, and I'll take care of it. So hopefully it does It does get taken care of.
Conscious of how good his right tackle is.
Yeah. I want to shout out to people in the chat. Jackie Moon, appreciate you. In the background, I believe they were trying to – was that a jar of cherries they were trying to open up back there? People could hear the banging going on in the background. I think it was a big jar of cherries.
Well,
that's what
Christian.
they were trying to –
That's Christian.
Yeah, what they were trying to open up. Chiefs fan, thank you. Shout out. Campbell Cooks again. Thank you for everyone hanging out with us here. And, yes, Bob. Bob says, is that KJ from ThrottleNet?
Yeah.
His celebrity. Yeah, we got KJ. KJ, why don't you tell us a little bit about ThrottleNet? I know that we've been running we've obviously, you guys sat down with BJ and Craig, and you kind of talked about ThrottleNet a little bit. But for people tuning in now, what is it that you guys do over there?
Yes, we're an MSP, which is a managed service provider. So, we provide IT for small and medium businesses across the Kansas City, across the entire Midwest. Yeah. So, small and medium businesses don't always have the money or the staff to do IT themselves, so we come in, we take care of it. We offer enterprise-level solutions to make sure that our clients are secure. One thing I like to share is we've never had to pay out a ransom policy for ransomware, so we've never had to pay that out. I've worked at a couple of MSPs before ThrottleNet, and we have had to pay those out, but ThrottleNet we've never had to pay one out. So we use the best tools to make sure we're keeping our clients safe and secure.
I know a lot of businesses, they either have some version of cybersecurity insurance or policy, or they have one person, they don't really understand it, they just kind of have it off the side. The majority of the people that reach out to you that do need help, are they people that have no help at all, or are they people that have help but don't know how to use it and it's not actually going to help should they get into some sort of an issue?
We really get a mix of both, but a majority of them don't have any IT help at the current moment. So, we get to come in and be that solution for them and provide them those enterprise-grade solutions. And so, and that's really one of my favorite things is bringing these solutions to these clients and making sure that they're not going to get attacked or have ransomware or be vulnerable anymore to the attacks that are constantly going on.
So do you guys send out like those phishing test emails? Is that something that you guys do?
We absolutely do.
What is your favorite phishing test email that has been sent out? Because I know that there's some crazy ones you see sometimes. Those pop up on like socials, like, oh yeah, I fell for the phishing test again. Now I got to sit through this class. What's one of your favorites that you guys send out?
I sent out one a while back that was basically we said, hey, there's going to be construction on the road. You need to go this way. And we put in there a link of like, hey, you're not going to be able to log in or get into the building because there's construction going on. But if you click here, here's a map for, how to get into the parking lot. And you'd be surprised how many people click on that because they're like, oh, I got to get to work, so I got to figure out how I'm going to get into the parking lot. So that's one that I've seen that works pretty well. So that's probably one of my favorites.
No Nigerian princes or anything like that. Nothing. I haven't used that one recently.
No, with AI being readily available, you see a lot less of the spelling errors and grammatical errors. They're coming across now as very intelligent and very articulate. So you don't get the Nigerian princes asking you to
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Take money from them.
Yeah, they are getting tricky. Like I've gotten some good ones before. I'm not going to give them all away, but I don't know what list I got on like LinkedIn or however my email got. I feel like probably a dozen a day of just like junk email. And so if you want to get a hold of me, email is not a great way to do it now. So I'm not going to trust, and I'll never respond to anything that I believe is AI that was reached out, even if it's like just spam all the local businesses and see what kind of hit we get. I don't do any of that. But my favorite spam ones are from you. That it says it's from Tucker, and it always starts "Good day" or "Greetings," and then it's like I had to change my bank account information. Please click here to update my stuff. It's always like, I just talked to you on the phone, Tuck. Why are you saying greetings and good day and talking to me like that?
That's always one of the key things to look out for. And just to say real quick is they always want to give you a sense of urgency. Hey, do this or you're not going to get paid. Like if they're putting that in there, that's a pretty big red flag of, hey, this is not legitimate, because they're trying to create this sense of urgency. Oh, you got to do this or something bad's going to happen.
The one thing I do though is every time I get one and I'm questioned, I go to look at the sender and not the name, but like click on the actual email address. And if it doesn't match or isn't even close or doesn't look like a company, it's like delete. Yeah. And then I realize I'm still opening those emails, so at some level it's tracking that this guy opens these guys opens the phishing email. We almost got him. He didn't click. And it's like, no. That's not happening.
KJ, I know I sat in on the conversation that you guys that you had with Craig and BJ, and one of the things you guys talked about is your response time, and that's something that I think is pretty cool. Just give a little bit about how you guys pride yourself in that.
Yeah, so we have a 2-minute response time on tickets is our average response time, and that's not a response saying, hey, we have your ticket. That's somebody's working on your issue and troubleshooting with you live within 2 minutes. So. Sometimes it's less than that, but we stick with that 2 minutes just to make it safe. But we put an icon on every client's desktop, and then they click on that icon, and we're supporting them and working through their issues within 2 minutes, which is just
that's
just phenomenal.
That's nuts.
Wow. Well, we have that for KCSN. 2-minute response time from Tuck.
That would not be healthy for me, I don't think. I don't think that would be healthy for anyone to have me respond in 2 minutes. Jackie Moon says this guy kind of looks like Brett Coleman. I think I can see it.
Yeah, you're about saying Brett's tall.
Brett is tall. Yeah, I think I can see that. I think that's a compliment.
Good. That's a compliment.
I'll take
we
it.
like Brett.
Yeah, I will
Except
take
when
it.
we're playing the Chargers.
The chat doesn't really like Brett, but that's okay.
Because he's kind of
Chargers
dunking on the Chiefs all the time. My favorite photo, I got to
might be the
him
hat.
off.
Yeah, you might be.
Or the NFL hat.
Yeah, because he always wears the NFL hat. Every time he comes on any of our podcasts, he'll wear the NFL hat just to be Rob Lowe, because he wants to show off that he has the NFL hat. Basically, is what he wants to do.
I'll say this about it. I know people don't like Brett. He's one of the most genuine, just normal dude, just a guy's guy dude. Brett's freaking awesome.
Oh, he's the best. We'll have to get him on the stream sometime. I texted him actually about the stream. He said, anytime after week 5. Is what he texted me, and this was week 2. So apparently he'd been booked up for week 5.
He's a busy man. They're killing him and EJ, the whole channel. They're doing great. Whenever I ask him to do stuff, he doesn't always get back. But whenever it's business related things, we'll just chat for an hour. Yeah, he's talking to him about he understands the digital space. He's one of the guys that I talk to quite a bit.
He always answers any questions I have about YouTube. Him and Cole are both very responsive about if I ever have any questions about about YouTube. That
How about those Chiefs?
Yeah, he just talked to. I was just talking to him yesterday actually about some of the stuff. But
legend.
Yeah. Sorry to derail the conversation about ThrottleNet there.
I appreciate the shout out.
We'll come back to ThrottleNet because I want to ask you guys something.
Okay.
This is a question I have. How comfortable are you On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest that you've been since this particular person used to run out on the field and was almost automatic. Talking about Harrison Butker.
Ooh, okay.
Where are you at confidence-wise when he steps in to kick compared to where you were at the height of most accurate kicker of all time? He had that over disgraced Justin Tucker, falling from grace.
Why? What happened? I'm just kidding.
It wasn't because of what he did, but everything's gone downhill since he screwed around with Kelsey and Mahomes during the pregame.
Yeah.
That light hadn't gone good since then.
It's true.
But I think he was the most accurate kicker there for a minute, and then
not now, I'd tell you that.
It's going the other direction. How confident are you when he steps out to kick that he's going to make it?
Probably a 7 right now.
I was going to say 7.
How much would it be for, like, if he got hurt and they just had a random kicker run out there? Like we've had.
4.
Okay.
Yeah. I still think Harrison Butker, at what he is now, is better than Spencer Schrader, right? Yeah. Or who was the other guy that had Matthew Wright? Am I making that up? Somebody like
crushed
that.
them both.
That's crazy. I'm sick in the head that I could just pull out the 2 replacement kickers the Chiefs had last year. That's bad.
Schrader was good against the Bills. He was the game they lost in the regular season. But I remember that because he was warming up before the game.
I think kicking is like 90% mental. So he's in his head, and I think he'll fix it. I think we'll get it corrected.
He's done it for so long and been so good, but what you just mentioned is the only thing that worries me is that with kickers, it's not physical.
Right.
Because it's never like I'm worried he's going to – I mean, they did a 59-yard field goal that he nailed on like the run it out there with 12 seconds. Like, it's not a
didn't have to think about it
thing. But it is like he changed his mechanics, he had the surgery, and now that he's missed a few, like all that. It's like the yips in baseball.
Yeah.
Like you lose it, and it's hard to get back. No, he hasn't lost it, but
where are you at?
6.
Okay, I don't think that's awful. You still think he's going to make it though? I think 5 is like I have genuinely no clue what's happening when this.
I used to just walk out of the room and be like, "We got 3 points," and now even on an extra point. He's missed 4 of them last year. He's missed 2 this year.
He missed 2 of the preseason too.
I would say, Butker, I'm a 7. Like Mizzou's kicker. Like I'm at like a 4 on Mizzou's kicker. The freshman. But like with Butker, I still believe he's going to make it. I'm more surprised when he misses than I am when he makes it.
I would still say that.
And now I'm just kind of expecting to miss it. I think like the old Chiefs fan is coming back, just like here we go, like something bad's going to happen. It doesn't ever leave once you get to a certain age.
No. I was sent this tweet, sorry, to kind of derail this conversation even further, but this is kind of adjacent to AFC and Chiefs. I was sent this tweet. Since the start of 2023, the Buffalo Bills have only played 14 games versus teams who finished over 500, including 2025 so far. That's the fewest in the NFL. Baltimore has the most at 28. 75% of Baltimore's games, 51% of Kansas City's games, and 37% of Buffalo's games have been played against teams that finish over 500.
Look at the divisions they play in.
Right. I think that also that's huge in that because they play on those teams twice, right? And the Jets suck. The Dolphins suck. The Patriots have sucked recently.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is a huge factor. Their schedule this year is insanely easy, and I think that just also comes with the NFC division they play and the AFC division that they also play.
And if they're getting are they getting a number 1 schedule? Have they won their division 7 years in a row like the Chiefs have?
The Bills have won their
Okay. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't have the information in front of me, people. I'm sorry. Yeah, just my first thought would be, are they playing the first place schedule? Because I think, going back like 3 or 4 years ago before the consistency kept going, that was the most impressive part of the Chiefs streak is that they were doing it consistently year after year, playing a first place schedule. And now they're going to Germany, they're going to Mexico City, they're going to Brazil, they're playing on Christmas, they're playing on Thanksgiving, they're playing all these standalone games, and they're taking everyone's best shot, all while playing an entire season of more football games because of the playoffs than everyone else, and competing against the Bills, even the Bills and the Ravens. They played so many more games than those teams.
So the Bills have won the division since 2020. That tweet that stat I showed was since the start of 2023. So that's even just in like two seasons in a couple games. So they've only played in those 2 seasons in a couple games. They've only played 31% of their games against 37% of their games against. I'm not saying the NFL is rigged for Buffalo is what I'm saying at all. But I think it is so far set out in advance. It's just an interesting way that all shakes out with the scheduling. And Baltimore having 75% of their games against teams that finish over
insane.
500 is a lot. That is so much. Have they won their division every year since 2023 too? I mean,
I think so.
The Browns didn't win anything.
Yeah, I don't think it would be the Steelers.
Did the Bengals win in 23 maybe?
They might have, but I don't know. The Bengals haven't been very good recently.
The Bengals get more credit for
Oh my
having
gosh.
great stats, more so than any team success.
Also, they're so cooked without Joe Burrow. I don't know if you guys watched that game at all.
Yeah.
Even because that was the CBS game that was on.
We threw
Can I
3
admit, can I admit
interceptions.
something? This is a
Yeah,
safe
it was
space.
so bad.
This
Yeah,
is a
go
safe
ahead.
space. I did go through some of the most loud, obnoxious Bengals fans on social that have always been talking trash. I went and searched their story just to look around, see what
Good,
they were
yeah.
talking about.
Oh, you have to.
I'm not going to say it gave me joy,
Bengals
but it
captain.
did not give me displeasure.
Who's another one? Goodberry.
I know him. No, the Bangalorean.
Bangalorian is a good one
There's
too.
one.
Yeah.
There was another one.
It was probably the Bengals captain. The Bengals captain was their fan of the year nominee.
It wasn't that person.
Oh.
It's a loud dude, just kind of a troll, intentionally.
So
it's fun to revel in your opponent's misery a little bit.
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes you have to now, especially when the when the Chiefs barely beat the Giants. The Ravens
Well,
have
and
won
when
the
everybody
division.
hates you.
Yeah.
Where the Chiefs are at right now, it's just kind of like us against the world. Now it's like
Oh, Zim. That's a good one. Good
Yes.
pull from Jackie.
That
yeah.
was the
Zim. Yeah.
That's who it was. Who Day Zim or
Yeah.
That's who it was. Shout out. You're welcome on the impression.
Weston
but
wants to
yeah,
know
come
where
on.
Big Bob is. Dude, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out where Big Bob is. They got to try to figure out these tight ends. Big
Is
Bob
he-
Tunyon. He's active. He's on the
Okay.
active roster. He's
Yeah.
He
playing.
looked great in the preseason.
I'm trying to
He
think.
came out and I saw him flash on the screen in some
Yeah.
sort of good teammate kind of way. Is the worst analogy.
what
I don't
he
remember
is.
what it was.
He's a great teammate.
But he
All
came
for
out
his
and
guy.
dapped somebody up, or he picked somebody up when they were injured. I saw him flash on the screen. I'm like, good guy, Bob.
He's been tight end 3 for them. Jared Wiley was inactive.
Did you ever
this
sell any of
last
those
week.
hoodies?
Yeah, his girlfriend bought a bunch of stuff.
Did they,
actually.
you got the eye color right?
I did get the eye color right.
And they bought some?
Yep,
They did?
She bought some. Yeah, I don't think it came.
Did they
in time.
respond when you said hey, I'll give you all the money?
Yeah. It's to I need to look.
I never
GG's
heard of
Playhouse. GG's Playhouse is what it is.
Oh, cool.
In Illinois, where he's from Illinois area. So
So all the money for the Big Bob shirts are going to
yep, GG's Playhouse.
GG's Playhouse.
Yep, there you go.
There you go.
And shout out to Scott Lawrence, our friend Scott. Made a Big Bob sign. I meant to show it on yesterday's
Did he
stream.
really?
Yeah, he made a Big Bob Booster Club sign for me. I meant to show it on yesterday's stream, but I got so sidetracked after I made that trick shot.
We gotta find a sign.
I should have bought the
this guy
ping pong
watching.
balls.
He's probably
He's
one
probably
of our top.
working.
It's true. But
He's got
made
a
signs.
daughter on the way.
He's made all kind. Good.
2
God.
weeks.
Damn.
I know. Big changes for him
We
coming
got a lot
up,
of
yeah.
people. A lot of things going on.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Shout out Scott, man. I love Scott.
the signs he makes are cool. You need to figure out one we can tell and
Yeah, I
raise money to-
tweeted it out. Let me see if I can. I'll find
Get
it
the
and
stuff.
I'll pull it up. But I was trying to find the snap counts against the Giants real quick to see how much Big Bob played.
I still got to figure out what to do with the Dick's money.
Is he playing a lot on special teams?
8 snaps on special teams, 10 on offense. So he's getting 14% of the snaps on offense. A lot of it's been like that third tight end or the 2 tight end in clear rundown situations when they run some 12 personnel.
They could do condensed against Baltimore.
Yeah.
One of these games, even Noah Gray.
They ran a lot of condensed against New York, actually.
That's where the Noah Gray stuff comes in. He's
Yeah.
going to have one. He always has 2 games a year where all of a sudden he has 95 yards and 2 touchdowns, and this
Yeah.
could be one of those games. Because the Chiefs' offense and all the complaining and all of that, they're not going to be explosive without their top 2 people. We know that. They have to function with what they have. It hasn't been awesome for the most part. But I have been surprised at the lack of, I don't say design, because it's not like plays are designed for one person in this system. It's just been lack of Gray being the answer against anything they faced at any sort of
You think?
quantifiable level, if that makes any sense. I just figured he'd get more run.
How much do you think Thornton's going to help though with that explosive plays? Because he's been pretty. He looked pretty good last game, in my opinion.
Tyquan Thornton, 55 snaps, 76% of the snaps. That is higher than anyone that wasn't an offensive lineman or Patrick Mahomes.
He knows where to go,
Yes.
is what that tells me. And that we learned that early in the first game after the injury. He's the one getting all the snaps.
Yeah.
I'm probably not the person to talk about Tyquan. I'm not throwing a wet blanket. I'm just more of a wet blanket than I am some of the takes going on,
Taekwon.
some of the takes coming out about right now, I think are setting unrealistic expectations. That being said, it is awesome to have a guy that is showing that he can be counted on when needs to be the guy. I think for the Chiefs to get to where they want to go, he needs to have the Justin Watson role. If the Chiefs are going to beat Buffalo, they're going to beat Baltimore. It's not because Tyquan Thornton has developed into a legitimate top weapon for the Chiefs. It's going to be he can be counted on to be open when Rasheed and Xavier Worthy are where they're supposed to be. That's the best version of the Chiefs.
I think that's the best role for him.
Yeah,
no, 100%.
I'm damping some of the higher. I'm responding to some of the.
Well, no, that's exactly what I see. Like when Rice comes back, when Worthy comes back, like he's number 3. Like in my opinion.
Yeah.
So.
I honestly think he can get into Brashard Smith and some of the other targets and weapons. I know it's not pretty, but the best version of the Chiefs' offense is Brashard Smith catching the ball out of the backfield and Rice being a top 5 receiver in the league. And I think he is a top 5, top 3 receiver.
He is.
I think that's what we're not having right now. And he's been injured. He's been out. The suspension. I think everyone kind of forgets that the 3x1 inside slant that's going to gain 15 yards every time is what this offense is missing. And that is the Rashee Rice play that does not look good with Juju.
Yeah, they don't have any yak ability right now in this receiving core. Like they catch the ball and they're down there. It's flag football essentially in that regard.
Everything looks difficult.
Yeah, it does.
Everything is difficult.
Running the football, that. But I do think to the Tyquan Thornton thing, if he is like Justin Watson plus of like he can get deep, he can get separation, he can run that cardio that you need that guy to run.
Right.
He can line up on the outside. Yeah, he's in good shape. He's already getting a lot of the snaps, so it shows you he knows where to go, like Justin Watson did, which is honestly super impressive for a guy who got here midway through last year and was just like on the practice squad. That he is trusted already by the coaching staff to basically run down and backs. And he gets open when he runs those down and backs too. So like he's the option that you're like, okay, I feel a lot better about this with him. I think he's been called MVS plus. I like Justin Watson plus a little bit more because I think that gives you a little bit more hope for what his role could be than MVS plus. But there's a little bit to it. Yeah,
people take it as a knock. Like Justin Watson, anyone who's
I love
listening
Justin
at all,
Watson.
Justin Watson was the perfect
Watson.
player because he would catch 2 passes a game, and one of them was always a 3rd and 9.
Yeah.
And it was a big play, and he was always open. Like, that's the guy you want on 3rd down when they blitz or they take things away. Get the guy who's open. And if he's on the field getting those snaps when there's injuries, you know he knows where to line up. You've seen him do the ghost action, all the moving around. Like, he understands the spacing. He understands how to read defenses and just the conceptual nature in which Andy Reid's offense put so much on the receivers, and we've made such a big deal out of it that when you see it and you're like, it's the dunking on this game, like Justin Ross.
Yeah.
It's like, why isn't he on the field? Because he doesn't understand it the way that Tyquan Thornton does.
Yeah.
And then you can track a ball and catch a 50-50 ball, then you're going to start to be a player that gets the Wednesday podium.
I was just gonna say he attacks the deep ball. Like he goes after it. He doesn't wait for it to come down to him. He's making that effort to like really go up and get those balls, which something I feel like we've missed for the last couple of years.
The timing is good too, from what it seems. I mean, there's a couple things of like, I think that first ball that he doesn't catch before he catches that deep ball, if that makes sense to anyone who's listening, before he put his finger up in the air, one of the greatest celebrations in Chiefs history, I think. Like, I don't think he had to dive for that. But there's some of this of him. I think there was a couple of things in the preseason too where you saw him. He caught a deep ball, but then like dove because just out of instinct of like, oh, I feel like I've got to dive for this. But if he just like trusts himself and trusts like where the ball is going to be, I think there's a couple of times there where he stays on his feet. There's no problem making the catch. Obviously, it's really easy for me to say that as I'm sitting and watching it on TV. But nevertheless, Kent was kind of rude to Justin Watson on the timeline last night. I don't know if you saw this. He said, Tyquan Thornton has 171 receiving yards in 3 games, which, by the way, those are the 3 best games in his career, and the only 3 games he's played with the Chiefs, which is kind of crazy. It took Justin Watson 8 games last season to get to that mark, and I responded and I said, that's kind of rude, don't you think? What did Justin Watson do? Justin Watson,
he's moving goalposts. He's picking an 8-game span last year. I'm talking about Justin Watson's entire career with Kansas City.
Yeah,
and tell me that he didn't earn those rings.
Yeah, I can't.
Get bent. Kent. Disagree with that take. I'm a big Justin Watson
Jackie
fan.
Moon says I sound like a Jim Edmonds hater, claiming he only dives for style points. That's kind of funny. Shout out Jackie. He did kind of only dive for style points. Okay, we got to take a break. Got to take a break. Got to pay some bills, and I got to take a drink of water. So we're gonna take a break. We'll be back after this. We're gonna talk more Chiefs, more Ravens. possibly Dancing with the Stars. Did you guys watch? Did you guys get caught up?
And
Didn't get caught up?
Don't watch Dancing
Did you
with
get caught
the
up with
Stars.
Dancing with the Stars?
I watched the Charlie Sheen documentary.
That's interesting. We might actually get into that because that's crazy. I did watch Dancing with the Stars, and I got a lot of questions. Like, what do they do with the confetti?
Go to break.
There's so much confetti. All right.
What's up, guys? I'm BJ Kissel, founder and CEO of KC Sports Network, and I'm here to talk to Kansas City businesses. If you rely on technology, you need an IT support team that's not just another vendor, but a true IT partner. That's why I want to introduce you to my friend and neighbor, KJ Miller. He is a VCIO at ThrottleNet, the Midwest's highest rated and most reviewed IT support company. They've been in business for more than 25 years, helping companies stay secure, productive, and ahead of the curve. They aren't just IT support, but they provide data security, IT strategy, and cloud software services. They do it all, and their reviews show they do it better than anyone else. So if you want to hear about how ThrottleNet can help your local business, join the conversation with myself, KJ Miller from ThrottleNet, and our resident genius from KC Sports Network when it comes to IT, at least as he's affectionately known by us, Mr. Craig Stout. Click the link in the description to hear how ThrottleNet can help you.
What's up, everybody? Benny Heiss with KCSN, betting analyst for Kansas City Sports Network. And Missouri, get ready. The wait is almost over because DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. And guess what? You can get started today because new Missouri customers can get $300 in bonus bets once DraftKings Sportsbook launches on December 1st. You can download it now, place a $5 bet once they are live. Guys, DK Sportsbook brings everything you need to really elevate your game day. You got live in-game betting, super fast payouts, endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when they are live in Missouri, you're going to be betting with the Sportsbook app trusted by millions. It is safe, secure, fast money withdrawals. That's the place you want to play. So here's what you do. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code KCSN to grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when DraftKings Sportsbook goes live on December 1st. That is code KCSN in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Remember, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. You must be 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after they're issued. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms are available at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Appreciate you hanging out with us here at the Kingdom Bar and Grille, KCSN Live. Tucker Franklin, BJ Kissel, KJ Miller. We're talking Chiefs, we're talking Ravens, and this is kind of the part of the show where we get a little loose with it, right? If we haven't already been loose, where we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. I know you brought up the Charlie Sheen documentary.
I did watch it.
Mizzou has a big game this week, homecoming week. Mizzou against UMass, taking on the Minutemen in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Let's put up 70.
Yeah.
Hardy's going to run for 200 in the first half.
I mean, look, I think I saw the spread from our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook was 43.5. The projected spread from Bill Connolly's S&P Plus is 53. So if you feel good about Bill Connolly's S&P Plus, then you should take
he's
take
a Mizzou
the
guy.
Tigers. He is a Mizzou guy.
Mizzou guy.
He is a Mizzou guy. That's why we had him on the podcast the other week. Cross promotion time. If you haven't listened to our interview with John Anderson on the Mizzou channel, go check that out. I know that I talk about Mizzou a lot on these here streams because, well, that's what I like.
K-State football is going so well that 3 Mall had Coach Tang on last week.
They did.
It's a bad time when you're having the basketball coach on week 3.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, we're like
It was a
30,
bye.
we're
It was
like
a bye.
30
I get
days
it.
out from basketball.
It was a bye. I get it, but it was a quick transition. You know what?
We should have got Dennis Gates on. We got to buy. Mizzou's got to buy next week. Dennis Gates got on. They got another 4-star recruit, big time 4-star into the program. Big things going on. Yeah, I mean, look, that team looks like it's going to be pretty good. So look, Mizzou's trending up. They got to take over Kansas City. I want to shout out Brian Parrott. Thank you for joining. You said fashionably late. He also says Lily greater than BJ. So sorry.
Say what?
Lily, my dog.
Oh,
Yeah, Lily's a constant character on this show. I should have just brought her, just have her laid down on my feet.
Dogs
I
always,
could have
dogs
Benny.
always win.
Got Benny.
Benny, yeah.
Think they get along?
Yeah, I think Lily is kind of to the point now where she'd be good.
What kind of dog is Lily?
Black Lab. She's a lab mix with Boston Terrier, so she's a little bit shorter, but she's like mainly lab.
I got a Golden Retriever.
I'm sure that they would get along.
Golden Retriever gets along with everybody.
Everybody.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Everybody.
It's a
no.
furry goldfish.
Lily was not okay yesterday because she hates thunderstorms,
Okay.
and So she just associates rain too with thunderstorms. So anytime she sees rain, she's like, "Oh no, it's going to be loud." So I think during the stream, on yesterday, she like freaked out and was barking. And I knocked on wood during Josh's stream because we were talking about injury luck or something, and Josh said knock on wood, so I knocked on my desk, and
thought it was thunder.
she thought it was somebody was at the door. So then she freaked out too because somebody was at the door. So I'm hearing a little bit of fuzz
you hear
too.
that?
Yeah, I'm hearing a little bit of fuzz.
It's not raining. You start talking about raining, and
I know it is. Yeah. I think it is. I think it's just because that big table cleared out in here. Maybe we're hearing a little bit more static with that. I don't
tell
know.
the chat to let us know if you hear weird sounds.
Yeah, chat. Let us know.
The chat's producing.
Chat.
I gotta pay the chat. I gotta pay the chat for production.
You should. Jackie says get her one of those vests. Do those work? Like the Thunder vests? I don't know.
I've never heard of them.
So I've never had a dog. So this was Tara's dog originally. Lily was. So Tara, this would have been like 2 months before we started dating in college, got Lily as a puppy from Casey Pet Project. And then we started dating a little bit after. So I've been around Lily the whole time. But I'd never had a dog that was scared of thunder or fireworks or any loud noises before. All of the dogs that I had growing up were just fine with it. I didn't know that was a thing, really, of dogs being scared of that stuff. So this has been kind of a new thing for me.
Learning experience.
Our Yorkie's afraid of everything. You've met Diego.
Yeah, Diego.
He hides from he's a cat. It hides from everything. We have a 15-year-old tiny little Yorkie and then a 4-year-old golden retriever. He's got all the energy in the world. Diego's terrified of everything. He only likes 2 people. Likes me and my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
It's the only people that the little dog will go to.
Chat says no static at all.
Beautiful.
So that's good.
It's just our headphones.
Yep, it must just be that. That's all right. Let me look and see if there's any other updates from the podium. Patrick Mahomes talking, anything like that. You know, one of my favorite things is when they have these.
Everybody practicing is good news, though.
Yes.
Xavier Worthy's gonna be back out there. Don't know what was the exact quote or
He
what did
practiced
Coach
last
say?
week, though, too, didn't he?
What did Coach say about how close he was after the game, or did he make any sort of public comment about Worthy practicing, or how close he may have been, or why he didn't? If it's a pain tolerance thing, or if it's
I can't remember because they said it's a fully torn labrum, so it's
Right.
it's already fully torn. So he's gonna have to. I'm worried about how effective he's gonna be with a fully torn labrum. But
I mean, I've got a partially torn. I mean, I'm not going to compare that it's the same. But a labrum, if he's reaching back out and trying to extend to catch the ball, he's definitely going to feel it. But if you just run and keep it in, it's not going to be the same. So those
Still run those end rounds.
Right.
You can run straight and take the top off the D. Like you said, the conditioning test.
This.
Just run straight and run the safety off. Because Taekwon's getting tired doing that throughout the entire game. He's just running wind sprints the entire time. I'm just curious if it was a pain tolerance because, again,
He didn't
scar
travel.
tissue developing or any of that. Really?
Yeah, he didn't travel. So they ruled him out before they left. I wonder if it was one of those things of hey, you're probably not going to play. There's no need for you to come and take the trip. But
no disrespect to the Giants, but maybe they're like, hey, we're playing the Giants,
and that might be the case as well.
Yeah.
They didn't really feel like they needed him in that game.
Yeah.
Either way, I think I feel a little. I'm going to be interested to see how effective he is with a labrum injury, and then wearing a brace on it as well. If that does affect the mobility, if at all.
when are we expecting Royal back?
Well, he was suited out, but he didn't play. But then again, he's also a rookie wide receiver, so rookie wide receivers don't play until midway through the season, basically. So apparently he's practicing too. Now I don't know if everyone's a full participant or a limited participant or how they're doing it. They wouldn't. I don't think they've practiced inside today. I know it's a little bit rainy in KC, but I still think that because with no lighting in the area, I think they would still practice outside. So usually that brings more limited participants. I know Juwan Taylor usually is limited when when they go inside and everything, but I didn't see anything about them practicing inside, which it is 12:50 right now. So I think 1:20 is when the practice starts. So that is good though, health-wise, going into this game because the Ravens are not healthy. I mean, Matabike, it sounds like might hit the IR, and they might have some injuries on that defensive side of the ball.
Is Van Noy still going to be out?
I don't know if they've talked yet today. I'd have to go and look for that. But they had some injuries in that Lions game that if they carried over would be kind of a big deal. So health and injury-wise, it's definitely going to be something to look at as this game gets closer. And look, I mean, it's a big game for both teams, so I think they're both of these teams are going to try to push guys to get back as early as they can for this one.
Which fan base do you think would have a bigger meltdown of a loss, the Ravens or the Chiefs? Because of how they've lost and all that for the Ravens, like, is this?
I think it's going to depend on what the game looks like. If it's a game where the Chiefs scored 13 points and they lose, then Chiefs fans are probably going to have a big meltdown.
I think of it more big picture. If I was a Ravens fan and you went 1-3, knowing that your window to win anything with Lamar and all that, you only have so many years. Like, how many more years Derrick Henry going to be able to have this team the way that they're currently constructed, with Lamar in his prime, with guys healthy? You lose an opportunity to try and get over that hump and get Lamar his Super Bowl. You just got to get the one. They talked about it in the pregame. I think it was Peyton Manning. I saw clips of him talking about Lamar. It was like Peyton Manning was talked about a certain way throughout his career until he finally won one. Mm-hmm. He was the one who couldn't win one. He couldn't beat Brady. He couldn't get there, couldn't win. And then you start comparing. I mean, same thing with Josh Allen. Like, those fan bases will start to grip it a little bit, knowing we've got 3 or 4 years here, over the next 3 or 4 years, like in their prime, where you have a chance to win it. And if you don't, Patrick Mahomes is going to go down as the quarterback that kept both Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson out of the Super Bowl.
How funny would it be if the Chiefs Verder and I talked about this a little bit. Chiefs don't win the division, right? Let's play out this. Because shout out to the Chargers. They took care of the business what they needed to. They wins over every team in the division right now. They're the worst they can do is split with every team. So let's play this out where the Chiefs are the second. They get second place in the division. They're the 5 seed. And they got to go on the road to, like, Indianapolis, right? Let's call it Indianapolis as the worst division winner. And then they got to go on the road.
Some demons.
Right, go on the road to Baltimore. Beat Baltimore. Go on the road. The final game ever inside of Highmark Stadium. Beat the Bills on the road. I mean, almost, I
did that in Oakland Coliseum.
Yeah.
Beat the Raiders in the last game ever.
I kind of want to see that, truthfully.
It kind of sounds like a movie.
Yeah, it does. Sounds pretty good to me.
It sounds like a couple years ago, and it was like, well, the Chiefs aren't going to win if they have to go on the road and beat.
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was the route? They had to go.
They had to go to Baltimore and then
Buffalo.
And
Buffalo. And then
was it Miami? Was that the cold game?
That's the cold game.
Was that the coldest game
they
ever?
They were never winning that game. Miami was never in that game.
But still, it was like they have to beat 3 different kinds of teams in 3 completely different ways in order to get there. And it's like, there's no way they're going to do this. And it was like they just ran the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And that was it last year, and then just got
mollywopped. Yeah.
Sometimes you get your ass kicked.
Yeah, those guys are on scholarship too. I really do think that the Eagles, I know I said this earlier, I think the 2025 Eagles are the 2024 Chiefs. If you look at the 3 games that they've won already, all in close margins, all of something going their way. The comeback win was very Chiefs-esque, I thought, against the Rams this last week. Of just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
they just decided to throw the ball a little bit.
Honestly, and then everybody complaining, especially after the Bengals game, and the guy got hit early and they threw the flag, and everybody's saying, well, the Chiefs, the refs are the reason that they're winning. It's kind of the same with the tush-push.
Yeah.
Where it's just like they're complaining about it, and I get that they're not breaking they're jumping early. I get that. But they're not calling it. They're not doing against the rules. They're just better at a play than everybody else. And should they have it around, that's kind of like that rallying cry. Like, they can't stop us, so they're going to, make the play illegal, whatever it is. Like, there's a way you can rally behind that as a fan base.
Blocked a field goal just like the Chiefs did last year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Great point. I didn't even think about that.
Down to the block kick. That's what Jackie Moon says. You guys are on the same page. It is a ton of block kicks on Sunday.
Yeah.
That was insane. I don't know.
Like 7? I think 7 block kicks.
2 of them returned for a touchdown, too.
I wouldn't call the Chiefs want a block kick necessarily. Just kicked it in the back of the head.
That's true. That was like
a low-key benefit that, like, can't forget. That game's completely different if Graham Gano is healthy.
Oh, yeah. They didn't have a kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And which we've kind of seen this as Mizzou fans. We've kind of gotten used to the play calling getting a little bit more aggressive of, like, you're at the 40 and you're just like, I guess we have to go for it. Like, we don't have a kicker, so you have to go for it. And so you got to see all of that kind of play out in real time. And I wonder, and this was talked about when you brought up the Butker thing. I saw it in the chat. I was like, I wonder if the play calling gets a little bit more aggressive on that side of the kind of no man's land-ish area with your confidence a little bit lacking in Butker. Now, just because our confidence is lacking doesn't mean Andy Reid's is. I'm sure he's trying this guy out there for a 56-yarder if he has to. But
yeah, I don't think he's changing strategy based on
3 games.
Hitting 80% of his field goals instead of
If
90.
he continues to struggle, then maybe he starts to think more about it. But
And right, when his idea of struggling makes him like an above-average NFL kicker and not all-time greatest field goal percentage ever. Like,
Right, yeah.
there's levels to all of this. But at the same time, it's just that in the back of my head, it doesn't feel as automatic as it used to be. And that's not – it was finally the one thing you didn't have to worry about that you knew could come down to like a big moment, game-winning kick. You never worried about it. Now it's just like, a little worried about it. Un poco
loco.
Un poco worried.
Sorry, I was just reading about how North Texas is starting their season next year with national powerhouse Indiana, and that is a headline that I didn't think I was going to read.
Welcome
UNT
to
They
KC Sports Network
destroyed
Live.
Illinois over the weekend.
Yeah, they did.
You guys could just have a college football show.
Should Joel?
Since I don't watch college football.
Speaking of UNT, Joel Prestel texted me the other day because they got a big win over Navy in overtime or Army.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the tweet that he put out.
Yeah,
Of all the guys I thought I was going to get zinged by.
yeah.
Has anybody
After-
we know lost to Army?
See, I expect that. I
Probably-
did not expect that comment from Joel Prestel.
Probably a team that respects the troops. Is probably you guys just respect the troops is all.
Yeah.
Just paying
You
your
know-
respects. I respect it.
Of all the GIF usage, and I used to pride myself on movie quote GIF usage in perfect situations, the response I had to Joel's tweet of "Didn't someone else beat so and so?" I used the Departed,
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
It's so good.
My take is like feds: treat them like mushrooms, feed them shit, and keep them in the dark.
What I was talking to Joel about
Great
is
flick. We should do a movie podcast.
we should do. I think we should call it the Rewatchables. Nobody else has that name. I think that Joel and I were talking about North Texas and Mizzou,
Done.
and if they go into the college football playoff, because North Texas undefeated right now, could grab the group of 5. Joel said he'll make his podcasting debut if North Texas makes the college football playoff and they play Mizzou.
There's a picture of you eating a hot dog on the 50-yard line of that field.
Yeah, that's funny. I did tweet that out.
There's a picture of you doing like you're in a 3-point stance too, I think.
I'm with the eagle that they have out there, the mean green.
Yeah.
Talons up.
That's what East West Shrine Bowl is for anyone not following every year. Speaking of which, I took a job
Oh, yeah.
helping.
Which they're not at
As a
North Texas again, right? They're
consultant.
at the
They're at
Star.
Star.
Red Star now. Okay.
Yeah, they'll be helping out, doing some media and some PR stuff for the East West Shrine Bowl. As a
Awesome.
consultant for the next few months. We've been going to the event for 5 years, and every time we're there now, you guys know what you're doing, so I always have
That
a
is
ton
true.
going on, so now I have other stuff I have to go do. I like juggling 7 things at once.
Yeah. Gosh, I haven't talked to Galco in a minute. I think there's a couple times he sent me a tweet about when they were doing like the film room stuff with Mike Renner. Is when they started that. I think it's probably the last time I talked to him. It's every like Tuesday, I think at noon is
Yep.
when they do that. The film room stuff, but
We got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
It should be a great event. I'm excited. I think it's like the 100th year, so they have a lot of different things going on. And as much as I like driving to Vegas and all the road trips that we got to take.
I sent you that
We
video the
drove.
other day. I sent you the video
We
the other
should've
day,
done
the
more.
vlog. Yeah, the vlog was good. BJ and I we drove out to Vegas. This was year 1?
I think it was year 2 that we did the video.
Okay.
I don't think we did the
Maybe.
video the first year.
I think
Or
we
I
did the
could-
video the first year, but did not the second year. But
I went to the largest handmade dug well.
yes. And then we went to the Meteor Crater, but it was closed. I didn't know you could close a hole in the ground.
Close the crater.
We
Yeah.
went to the house of Breaking Bad in Albuquerque.
That was the
We
same
stopped
video,
by.
yeah.
Big gate, big sign that basically says, "Don't take pictures out here." And we're like,
I think the lady sold
we should
it.
take a picture of that.
Yeah. I think the lady sold it who owned the house.
She tried to sell for like $4 million is what that house was listed at.
Yeah.
You sent me the listing, or I sent it to you.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it, but yeah, drove out to Vegas, and now it's in Dallas, so Kent can fly.
There's
I guess
not
he
as-
always flew.
Can't always.
He won't.
Kidding me?
He'd fly to Wichita.
Fly to which? He'd fly to Independence if he could. Breaking Bad house for sale. Okay, live lookup. Yes, it is for sale for nearly $4 million.
Hey, I remember that correctly.
You did. That was a great pull.
What else do you remember correctly? KJ, let's talk a little bit more about ThrottleNet.
All right.
How long have you worked at ThrottleNet?
Just about a year now.
Year now. Compared to other places you've been, how do you like the one thing in getting to know you guys and talking with Michael and yourself and Jake, and just working through it is just everybody's very responsive with all of it, but it just seems like you're all on the same page as far as who you're trying to work with, how you're trying to work with people, and the relationship that you have with your clients. I just feel like everybody is just very uniform.
Yeah, it's a very mature organization. So, I've been a couple different places here in Kansas City doing the same thing for about 15 years now, but ThrottleNet is by far the most mature, and it really is a great team environment. Leadership is great. The leadership really cares about the employees, which is something I really appreciate. And, we're just little things like, every month we do a birthday lunch. So if your birthday's that month, we do a lunch. They cater in lunch. Todd, Director of Operations, give him a shout out. He goes out and buys dessert for whoever had the birthday that month. We have big old cupcakes, and a couple weeks we're going to do what we call the nerd herd. So we go out and golf. We're a bunch of techie guys, so we're not good at golf, but we're going to go out and golf, and we carry that over to our relationships with our clients too. So we really care about our clients, making sure we don't. I said clients, but I don't even like to call them clients. I like to call them partners. So we really want it to be a partnership. My job is to make sure that I'm doing what's best interest for them, and so that's kind of one of our core values is integrity. So making sure that we're doing what's best for our clients, and it's good to see everybody in the company sticking to those core values. So it's just been a great organization to work with.
Yeah, I think going back to the point that Tucker had made earlier regarding the response time, because it resonates with me, because when something goes wrong, especially with stuff that you don't understand super well, which for most people is technology, it's like if you're not in tech, you don't understand it. And when something goes wrong, we all kind of freak out. And Tucker's gotten a lot of those calls from me where I'm like, where is this? And he's like, you've told me this 12 times. Here's where this thing is. But you know what I mean? Like when somebody has a problem, the fact that you're so responsive and just the vibe and the way that you guys communicate seems like a great fit. And that's why I would recommend anybody that needs help to go and at least talk with you and see if it's a good fit. There's no harm in reaching out and seeing if what is out there is better than what you currently have. And I think that's how everybody kind of just moves forward with their industry, whatever it is. Technology kind of encapsulates every business nowadays.
Absolutely. It touches everything. So we've got everything from restaurants to schools to cities to manufacturing. So we touch all verticals. We help companies across every industry. So,
wow,
wicked smart.
Yeah, that is. Speaking of The Departed, wicked smart.
Did
you watch that movie recently?
It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's great.
I could probably quote the entire movie.
Man, I tried to watch it the other day because I have the DirecTV stream, and you could watch it on demand. And I was like, oh wow, it's on demand. I'll watch it. But it was on demand through FX. So then
everything was
they couldn't cuss,
censored,
right? And that changes the whole movie when you can't cuss.
Yeah, I'm hung up on what you said earlier. I'm very excited about the idea of the rewatchables.
Yeah, look, Jackie in the chat, I was talking to him while you guys, I didn't want to be a distraction, but he said that during the bye week that we should do a movie stream where we talk about a movie.
Or documentary. Rewatchables work for anything.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
there is a podcast called The Rewatchables. It's Bill Simmons' podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I said it like that.
I thought you were,
yeah.
You were being tongue-in-cheek, and I didn't catch it at all.
No, it's okay. That's Bill Simmons on The Ringer. They have what they call The Rewatchables.
We can do Rewatchables. First one on K-pop Demon Hunters. I am all
Hot in the Street. I've heard all the songs.
Yes, my daughter's constantly listening to it.
And when it's not the
KJ,
I don't know if you're having this.
They kind of go hard.
They're fourth. It's all the same. Now when they're not watching the movie and I hear the song over and over and over again, they're watching TikTok videos that are using the music from it, and they're just scrolling through all of the videos, and so I just hear soda pop, soda pop, soda pop, soda pop.
That's where I've heard it from. It's from TikTok. I haven't seen I just know the
sounds
music
like
from TikTok. Yeah.
Jam.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good ones in there.
They're catchy.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, but
good for you.
My girls definitely have. So.
Yeah, I did, and then Carter tries to my son tries to pretend he said at the beginning, he's like, I'm not watching that, and then it was on. He had his iPad, and I could see his eyes watching it, and then his head just kind of like this. And the next day, it's like those memes that are coming out now of the dad's first time watching it, and it's 15 times watching it, jumping up and down. I'm not at that level.
It's a movie. It's a movie, right? It's not like a series.
It's a movie with a soundtrack, and it's just
gotcha. Okay.
The whole thing was made to be the catchiest thing in history, and it succeeded.
And they did it.
I was just proud. I think I told you Like we were right when it first came out. They watched it. They were all into it. So I was getting all the cultural references I saw everywhere. I was like, I finally understand all these things that I'm seeing everywhere. Like I'm in on the joke. I get it.
Jackie, it's K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Look it up.
It's an animated.
It'll change your
messaging,
life.
honestly, compared to what
Probably
movies
will.
were back in the day, not to really open up a can of worms, but like the messaging in Disney movies back in the day, didn't always age well.
Oh, God.
It's a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the movies being made now, better messaging underneath.
Tyquan Thornton at his podium. This is a tweet from Joshua Briscoe. He says, quote, "If you're not doing well, don't look at Twitter at all."
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't think you
it can be
should
a
look
rough
at
space.
Twitter at all.
You know,
anyway.
I think that should carry over for more than just football. If you're not doing well, just don't look at Twitter because it's not going to help.
Go talk to your neighbor. That's what I'd say.
My neighbor has a Great Dane,
Go talk to Brian.
There you go.
Go golf.
and I don't know its name, but I've named it Chloe. And then my other neighbor
Brian's
has like
my neighbor. If
3
anybody
kids.
watching, KJ knows him.
Yeah, we're in like a full-on neighborhood, and Tara and I are the odd people out in that neighborhood.
Is it because you sit on your porch and you stare at all the telecom workers?
No, I've gotten over that. I gave Google Fiber an earful. I haven't talked about it on the show yet, but I was not happy with Google Fiber. And look, I think I'm a pretty chill guy, and it takes a lot to make me upset.
I've only
But
seen you
that
really
really-
angry like twice, or 3 times maybe, and I caused 2 of them. So
Yeah, that's all right. Brian asked to bring out the ping pong balls. I didn't bring the ping pong balls, Brian. I'm sorry. I should have brought the ping pong balls so we could have done group trick shots, and that would have been a really good idea. But I didn't get around to bringing the ping pong
Next time.
balls.
Next time.
I will. I've got to figure out another trick shot I can do. I've already done like the chip
you and I
shot.
couldn't live closer.
That's true.
Really, we could do this again with trick shot. There's a perfect space up here.
There's a great trick shot space. I could put the camera so many different spots too to do trick shots in.
Honestly, it's not that super busy. We could go across the bar with some of the shots.
Yeah,
Get
so,
Christian
like,
involved.
no, what you do is you put like the camera. The camera has to be like in this corner. So like obviously
You
want,
could spin it around. That's why we bought. the
right.
nice
No, that's what I'm
cameras.
saying. You want the cup to be as close as you can to the camera, so like
Oh, yeah.
you have like the depth of like look how far away I am. The next thing I
We've
do
got the
has to be,
cornhole boards. If we put them up here and then threw them from like
oh yeah, that would actually be a really cool trick shot.
have a
There you go.
contest. If you make it in, you win a sign from Scott Lawrence.
Yeah.
Boom.
Scott
Or a
Lawrence
bottle
gets-
of bourbon.
Scott Lawrence gets to make you a sign of whatever he feels like. You don't get to choose. He just gets to feel. He just gets to choose it. Shout out Scott. I love.
We
Scott.
never told Scott to make anything. He shows up and he's like, "Here." I'm like, "This is actually really cool."
Sometimes he'll
Although
send me a message.
the light went out in the one. I had it on all the time because it was the night light that my daughter liked to have when she'd sleep in our room. So it was like in my office, which is kind of connected to our master. But then the light went out.
Anthony, yes, we are at the Kingdom Bar and Grille here in Overland Park. 127th?
Yep. 27th in Antioch.
27th in Antioch. That's
We've been doing
125th.
shows since before this place opened.
Yeah,
remember that?
So shout out Megan. I saw Megan was in the chat earlier.
Megan?
Megan Close, not your wife,
Oh.
Megan. Shout
Your
out.
wife is on YouTube.
No. Yeah, she's with all my streams every day. Shout out Megan. When I was talking about the Kingdom Bar yesterday, she was like, I was there for the 13 Seconds game. And I was like, were we there for the 13 Seconds game? And we did. We threw a pizza party. Remember, that was like one of the first things that we did here, I think, was the 13 Seconds game. And we threw a pizza party because I don't think the kitchen was open yet. I don't think this place was open yet when we did that.
Oh.
Do you remember that? Like,
Yeah.
we were talking about it on yesterday's stream. I was like, I don't know. And then
We
she was
did
like,
juice and like had the.
we went and got pizza. Oh, it was oh my gosh, he's a day one in the KCSN Discord, and he like worked at Domino's, right?
It was
And he has the Craig is Great shirt.
Uh,
Grayson Jasper? No,
no. It's not Mike Denny.
no, it's not Mike Denny.
It's not Grace. It's one of.
Holy cow!
It is one of those OGs. Yeah, because he brought us the pizzas.
He brought us because he was a manager at Domino's.
Yep.
As I remember, just down the road. I don't think he's there anymore. I remember he got a different job, but he got us those pizzas,
forgot
and
that.
I forgot that was a 13 Seconds game. I remember that happening. I
That
didn't
was the
realize
divisional.
Yeah, it was a divisional round. Because
It was the only time that we did divisional round because the last 3 divisional rounds we've been at the distillery.
yes, because in
then-
Vegas we've always been
And the AFC
in
Championship
Dallas.
game, we've
or-
always been at the Shrine Bowl.
Yeah, at the Shrine Bowl.
Yeah. That's why if anybody ever asked about the AFC title game, we were either in Vegas or Dallas.
Yep.
By the way, I got that same house again.
You already got it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I rented it for the Shrine Bowl. So if you've been watching our streams the last 2 years for the AFC Championship game, we'll be out there by the pool again.
Familiar backdrop.
With Rudy's Barbecue.
How are we going to stream and record content at the same time? I'll stream while we record. That actually wouldn't be a bad idea. That'd be kind of fun.
A little behind the scenes
Yeah,
action.
Just
behind
run
the-
it the whole time.
Just run it as we're like recording. Just have one camera. Yeah, we'll figure it out logistically. I'm sure we can make it happen.
We have not thought through off-season stream, or even in-season streams.
Past the playoffs. Well, we might have another live show for that, but we are running a little bit long on time, so we appreciate you guys hanging out. Yeah, pizza and soda, Megan said. So shout out, everyone in the chat.
That's because we didn't want to be at the bullpen anymore.
Right, we wanted to be in the space. And I think the stage was done, but like the
Bullpen's just
restaurant.
tiny.
That was a tiny bar, and we had the clamp. Remember, we clamped the iPad to the.
Chat. There's going to be a fun book written one day about the beginnings of KCSN.
I was so
KJ, we were
stressed
trying,
all
like,
the
we
time.
couldn't afford like camera, like we didn't have all the extra money for all the cameras and stuff. So it was like, and the whole spirit behind it was the content's good, it'll build. Then you can add production quality. Most people try to add production quality, and the content's not great, and they wonder why it won't grow, saying, "Well, this won't work."
Yeah, you got to have content.
Content's got to be good, add its foundation, and then everything else will grow after that. We tested this theory a lot. And so it was like, listen, we need another camera angle because we just have the one shot. It does add production quality to have a second shot, but how can you do that efficiently? And now, like, I mean, this was 5 years ago. We probably could have done a phone, would have worked better. And a lot of people do stream right off their phones now because the camera quality
Best camera everyone ever has. Yeah.
Apple phones.
Oh, yeah.
But even back then, I was trying to do it through the iPad. And so I bought one of those little clamps that's got the arms, and you can, like, twist and turn it, and you put an iPad on it. And the way that, like, the shows work, it's just like Zoom. You just get a link, you can click on it. It works just like on a phone or an iPad. And then we would have, like, this clamp to an iPad, and then it would, like, sit and be like a secondary kind of, like, BTS shot. That was the idea in theory. Except the damn thing was so heavy, the iPad was, that the thing would just
fall over.
It wouldn't fall over. It'd clamp, but it wouldn't stay still. So if you bump the table at all, it'd just be like, zoom, zoom, zoom. And so you'd watch it, it'd just be moving.
Kent's a hand talker, too, and he would, like, sometimes he'd hit the table when he was talking to give a point, and you'd just see it just wiggle and waving. Yeah. We should, that should be the bye-week rewatchables, is just us screen sharing our YouTube live streams from year one.
Them.
Yeah.
Like a
There's so many behind the scenes. Like when people say, like, "Oh, you look what you've done," I'm like, I did so many dumb things behind the scenes. Like these guys made great content. Well, I'm fumbling everything behind the scenes trying to get all this stuff set up. We did all those cutaways in Vegas with the Emprise Bank and like all the using the card at the gas stations.
We were at 4 hours at Zion National Park.
We
spent 4 hours there.
We're at Zion, and it's like the most beautiful day, like the most beautiful view ever.
Wonderful.
Like unbelievable. We ended up staying there for a lot longer than we needed to. And I had this great idea. It's like, we're going to get, like, we had a KCSN football helmet. And so, like, you have this beautiful view of the most beautiful areas of the country. And you just pan over, and there's just, like, a KCSN helmet sitting there. And I just remember thinking, like, this is going to be awesome. And then 5 years later, I was like, I don't know when I thought we would ever use this content for anything.
Yeah.
Other than a funny video 6 years later.
Better to have it and not need it than need
That's
it
true.
not have it.
That is true.
You're in the most beautiful area in the world. You got to try to make commercials that'll never see the light of day.
That's on my list of places to go. I haven't been there yet.
It was beautiful. Got a fun story out of it. It was fun.
It was fun.
Going out there was more fun than driving back. That got a little long.
Yeah, driving back here is like, I'm ready to be home. Because it's a 2-day drive. You can't really
And
do
you're in
that.
Vegas
That's
for
not
5
going one
days,
day.
and
That's always the way it is on the way back.
especially
I want to get home. I want to
that
get home. I
second
want to
year
get home.
they lost to the fucking Bengals. That was that
That's
game.
the first year. The second year they won.
The Bengals one was awful because we were at that pizza place, that
At the
bar.
Blue Diamond Saloon is where we were
Blue
in
Diamond
Las Vegas.
Saloon.
I remember that
The
place
Chiefs-
was
Chiefs Watch
so
Party
loud.
Bar or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a Chiefs bar. I mean, there's a Chiefs bar that's in Vegas. It's
Pizza was awesome. I still get those emails.
the Naked City Pizza. Yeah, and it's very good. They had a hot honey drizzle on one of them. Insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazing.
hot honey is great. All right, I think that's enough for this stream. I think we did it. I think we filled our quota. But appreciate everyone and hanging out with us here on KCSN Live. KCSN Live. I appreciate it, guys.
Let us know in the comment section what we should call our movie show.
Oh, yeah. Movie. What's the movie stream going to be titled? KJ, appreciate you joining us.
Hey, I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad.
Again.
Yeah, let's do it. Here from the Kingdom Bar. It's easy here at the Kingdom Bar. They make it easy for us.
You're the one who's a ways from here.
Yeah, 35 minutes. But I had to get a haircut this afternoon anyway, which is coming up in about an hour. Huge. Big day for me. Haircut day.
Where do you get your haircut?
It's over kind of by Shields.
Oh, all right.
Yep, kind of by Shields a little bit. But, all right, that'll do it. I will be back with you guys tomorrow talking about, it's ball maps. Tomorrow's ball maps, so make sure that you guys are locked in there. We're talking about the broadcast maps, but we call them ball maps.
Okay.
So make sure you guys are locked in. I'll be with you guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We will see you guys tomorrow.